Just allow yourself to be there another time and place, trusting what comes to you.
You're waiting for me, and I'm waiting for you. Hello, Mayra.
Hello.
It's so good to see you again.
Can I ask who I'm speaking to?
This is Commander Lightbringer. I've been waiting
Mm,
for you.
okay, I have chills all over my body. Thank you. What can I call you? Do I call you Commander?
No, you can call me Lightbringer or friend.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. So tell me, Lightbringer, when was the last time you and I were together?
We're together now. We are together in many places. We're together now on my ship.
Mhm.
You're visiting here, and that's why you and I are connected in that realm of time and space. It was the easiest place to bring another point of connection. We're both communicating here on the ship simultaneously. You and my avatar, Annie, are communicating on the place that you like to call Earth.
Yes, thank you. We've been very excited about speaking with you today, and we know that this is all by design, yes?
Absolutely.
We have some onlookers that are present right now. This transmission is now live, and I wanted to just ask you some questions. Would that be all right?
Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. You are
Yes.
most
Yeah.
welcome.
Can you explain for the listeners, besides you are Commander Lightbringer, who are you? Where are you from?
I am from Source, as are we all. I am aboard the Arcturian ship, the Lightbringer, one of many ships in the Arcturian armada. We greet you now in the love and light of the one infinite creator, of which we all are. We are delighted to communicate with you now, for Myra is both there and here. We are having this
Mhm.
conversation across time, space, and dimension, so that you will remember that you are so much more than what you have perceived yourself to be.
Thank you. I wanted to ask right now, what do you think is the most important thing for humans, or how do I want to say this? Okay, what is the most important thing that you want to bring to the humans right now in this timeline?
That you are love, that your name is love, that you come from the frequency of love, as does everything in your reality.
Hmm.
Love is all that is. It is your frequency, it is your memory, it is every incarnation, it is all of the energy that is around you. Remembering that you are love clears away so much of the density and the confusion and the lack of clarity that many of you feel you are experiencing, when in truth, your awareness is just wandering away from the memory of love. But if you return, if you come home, where the arms of love are wide open to welcome you, all of the clarity returns, all of the soul cosmic memory returns, all of the knowledge of who you truly are returns to your awareness inside of that lifetime. This is essential for the next step on Earth.
Thank you, Commander Lightbringer. Can you tell us what can humanity stop fearing immediately?
Fear itself, for it is a distortion of the frequency of love. There is nothing beyond the veil of fear, besides ecstatic bliss, besides unconditional love. Every road, every avenue that you take, every fear that you face, you will find on the other side of it unconditional, pure, ecstatic bliss, love, ecstasy, the purity of intent, the purity of who you are. It is nothing more than an illusion. All of your fears, you have gathered them up and brought them with you across so many lifetimes, so many incarnations. They are like the wind. They're going to blow away one day and be gone, and you will be washed clean through your own doing. You will remember, I am that I am, and there was nothing ever to fear. There was nothing that could ever truly harm me. For the name of the one infinite creator is love, and that one infinite creator is me.
Beautiful, thank you. Can you tell us about your Arcturian ship? What does it look like?
Of
And
course,
how many are on the ship?
of course, it is perfectly circular to be a representation of the oneness of I am. At the center of the ship is the command center where I am communicating to you now. Mayra is aboard the ship in one of her violet flame incarnations. She is teaching a group of students who are newer to their job here. There are 172 of us that are contracted to be part of the Lightbringer, though right now there are only 72 currently aboard the ship, or 100 of them are on various tasks, or perhaps visiting other ships, or perhaps on leave to return to Arcturus.
Thank you. What does a typical, I know their time is very different. What dimension are you in? May I ask that? Is there a dimension or?
Yes, we reside
Mhm.
between the eighth and ninth dimensions as you understand them.
Okay. And what does typical time, what do you do on the ship?
Our job is to be love. Therefore, we are constantly looking for ways to communicate with others, to remind them of this. One of our distant projects is Earth, though our immediate project is to reside near Arcturus, holding the frequency of love light enduring. We communicate mostly telepathically, and we achieve or accomplish our task through many different ways. None of them are as direct as you might think. Many of
Mhm.
them are more indirectly. For example, I send forth a portion of myself aboard the Athena ship, who resides near Earth, to bring the soul fractal that you refer to as Annie, to experience an incarnation and to be a representative of the Lightbringer on Earth for such a time as this. So I am both here and there, and this can be true for many of the Arcturians and many who are galactic families. We are
Mhm.
both aboard the ships and we are incarnated in multiple places at once.
Thank you. What advice do you have for the Arcturian starseeds that are beginning to wake up and understand who they really are?
That connection is oneness, and therefore connection is everything. Arcturians are notoriously singular, for in our higher dimensional state, we are connected telepathically and energetically to the star Arcturus, to our home, to the love and oneness that emanates from that brilliant place. However, once we enter into an incarnation in the lower dimensions, we tend to interpret this desire for internal contemplation as an excuse to be reclusive and disconnected from the physicality of the others who are also in that place. Essentially, it is safe for you, our dear Arcturian starseeds, to be in community with others, especially your beloved Pleiadian family, your Andromedan family, your Syrian family, those who are all around you, Alpha Centaurians, who are ready to love you and connect with you. But this will be done differently because you are in a different dimension. So you must think just as tactically as you've been trained to, just as analytically as we know that you are capable of. And you must strategize a new way to form connection and to return to oneness and wholeness, which is stored in your soul cosmic memory.
Thank you. That was beautiful. What about a message for the Arcturian starseeds, or let's just say starseeds in general, that are still sleepwalking? What can we do, or can we do anything? Is it best to leave them alone, or is there a mass awakening that's coming?
There is indeed mass awakening on the horizon in your year 2032, which many of us are looking
Mm.
forward to. We will
Mhm.
be more directly reunited with you, closing off this perception of separation and lack and perception that you are all alone on that planet in your incarnation. However, those who are sleeping are doing just as they intended to. Each one of you has designed a specific trigger for the precise moment that you intended to wake up. That trigger was set inside of the incarnative lifetime experience, which you might call a timeline, and was set inside of the story perfectly and precisely, and it cannot be ignored when the time comes. When you trip over the trigger, we will say, when you set off the trigger,
Mhm.
your awakening becomes inevitable because it is just precisely as you had planned. Therefore, it is still your choice. And your choice is of utmost importance so that we are always honoring the law of free will, which is the Arcturian commandment to always uphold and protect in this galaxy and beyond. Allow them the time that they need to have the third dimensional sleeping experience. They will awaken precisely and perfectly at the time that they intended. There is no need for any external interference by us or anyone else.
Beautiful. Thank you. What sort of triggers? Can you give me an example of what a trigger might look like here on Earth?
Of course, for some, these are called light codes. For others, these are called activation codes. Some
Mhm.
may see them as signs and symbols. For example, the spiral is perhaps one of the most well-known triggers, for it is deeply encoded in us as a representation of source. Perhaps you will see a symbol, a repeating pattern, repeating numbers. You will see these codes out in your reality. And when they build up to the set trigger point, then the activation is complete and the awakening begins. This can be a story that you hear, a word, a song, a certain set of vibrations that may be interpreted as song lyrics or a story being told. It can also be a single word or a grouping, a small grouping of words. For example, for Annie, one of our set trigger points was the words Galactic Federation of Light. And once she heard those words, an activation trigger was set forth. And what it unlocks within you is a cache of soul cosmic memory. So essentially, a file is unlocked inside of you that begins immediately downloading to your local hardware, which you interpret as the mind or the brain, and you experience it as I am remembering something that I thought I had forgotten. It may start out slowly if the cache was designed for a slow drip, if you will, and it may come very abruptly if you felt that you could handle a strong, powerful activation downloading all at once. Some of you may feel the download physically as the crown center, the head lighting up, the third eye lighting up, the inside of the body becoming more electric, signaling that energy from the soul cosmic memory has been downloaded. There are many ways in which this can happen. You become more and more creative as time goes on, as incarnations go on, in the ways in which you would like to set a trigger point. However, many of you were very excited for this lifetime when you would be able to wake up and you set somewhat simplistic triggers, seeing a repeating number, hearing a grouping of words. Suddenly, you are awake, you are more aware, you are remembering who you are, and you are getting back to the soul mission that you set out to achieve.
Thank you. I'm curious if I love that these triggers, they are set in, within us as these codes. It's like a switch on. But I want to ask, do humans ever resist? Perhaps they're surrounded by a lower frequency family. Is there resistance, and can they meet resistance in their awakening?
Your reality is entirely comprised of resistance. Resistance begins with gravity. Gravity is what is compressing all of you and giving you this highly fractured experience and this belief that I am a singular identity and this is my only lifetime. Gravity compresses you. It also is the weight that allows the aging process to happen so that the physical carbon body can break down, so that the soul is not entrapped there for longer than you desire to be. Your entire reality is comprised of resistance, resistance to the memory of love, resistance to oneness, resistance to source, resistance to the all that is, resistance to your galactic families, resistance to your ascended master selves, resistance to the angelic realms, the higher planes of creation. You are quite literally a state of resistance.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Yes, there will be many experiences with resistance, but what you came forth into those realities to find out is, who would I be? What choices would I make if I was in this resistant state of being? And that is the discovery, the experimentation part of incarnating, which many of you find quite fun and innovative and exploratory.
Thank you. You spoke about 2032. What's that about?
2032 is coming forth in the timelines. We work closely as the Arcturian Armada with the Galactic Federation ships who oversee many of the timelines that are coming forth from predictions that we essentially get from the river that is called the Akashic Records. There is a river of information that flows from the higher realms down in through the consciousness of the ships. We interpret that information as predictive for the reality that all of you will create. You are creating the reality on Earth together as a collective. All that has existed on Earth and all that will exist on Earth is a collective creation. So be aware of what it is that you are putting forth and adding to the collective creation, whether your thoughts are highly positive and loving, or whether your thoughts are highly negative and in a state of resistance to the truth of who you are. You are adding to the collective timeline through your contributions to the collective timeline in a higher state and a higher dimension of existence. That river pours forth from the Akashic records, and we are able to make predictions. Many of you understand this as the concept of there is no time. However, we all experience a form of time that is nearly incomprehensible for most of you because you are in such a slowed down microscopic form of time. You call it minute, second, hour, day. And so you are, because you are from higher awareness, constantly looking forward, trying to expand yourself back into a more easeful and spacious state of being, which is what we reside in, where we do not think of time or timelines in any hurry or negative way. We simply focus on presence and being. As far as 2032, what is coming through these predictive timelines for the compressed state of existence that you are experiencing on your planet? Many good things. It will be the end of Atlantean karma. It will be the beginning of Lemurian karma, reliving the Lemurian story and seeing what resolutions can be found. The chaos that you perceive happening on your planet during this time is you reliving Atlantean karma that once devastated the planet. However, it was an experiment and we learned much from it. And now we are on the rise. We are on the ascent back through the dimensions into a higher state of consciousness, for that is the agreement that we have with Gaia. The proper name for the planet on which you reside,
Yes.
2032, will be a time of great joy, peace on your planet for most of the inhabitants. Right now, our predictions say around 70% of you will experience peace and love like you have not known before previously in your incarnation by the year 2032. Now, that still leaves 30% who will be in a state of resistance. However, that resistance will diminish due to the ascension of your planet, due to the rising frequencies that your planet is now receiving into her core. Once her energy rises to a certain point, a certain frequency, it will no longer be a hospitable place to have resistant incarnations that have previously been referred to as third dimensional, third density, 3D, 3D. It will remain hospitable to those who are interested and planning on having an incarnation in a less 3D and more 4D, 5D, perhaps 6D and 7D dimensional experience combined with a fourth density love-based consciousness. This planet is going to love. There is no other option because the planet has already decided for herself that that is the direction she is going. She is not going to negative polarity. She is going to positive polarity, which is her choice. You have your own choice to make. Many of you have already made it. Many of you listening to this have already chosen a positive polarity for the rest of your existence, for your journey back to source. And so there's nothing more than to look forward to: more love, more peace, more joy, more expressions of authenticity and the true self in the years to come. 32 will be one of those years when many of you pause and look back on the story of your life and realize that you are in a happier frequency, a happier state of existence than you have ever been before.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Can you also speak about what we've been hearing about disclosure in 2027?
Yes, these are mostly Pleiadian predictions. And the Essassani that is known to you as Bashar, who is one of our distant cousins. They are excited for the idea of a disclosure between 2026 and 2027. Our perception from the ninth dimension of consciousness is that disclosure has happened for approximately 30% of your planet already. 30% of your planet are in acceptance that there is more out there, that there is life outside of Earth. Though they may not have given it much deeper thought than that, for many of you are obsessed with your own individual stories. And to that we say, carry on.
Mm.
But for those of you who are true examiners of disclosure and being reunited with the galactic family that you are, we are excited for this. We're excited to increase this number. We are excited for the collective consciousness to come into agreement that there is life beyond the blue orb, that there is more out there, that there are many other civilizations and species and planets to explore, to get to know, to come back into oneness and love and friendship and community with. Disclosure will happen on your planet exactly as those of you who have incarnated there have planned. As you begin to join your resonances together, as you become more vocal and more accepting of your belief in extraterrestrial or other dimensional life forms, then you create more of that inside of the collective reality. This is why we say again, examine what frequencies you are emanating. Are you afraid of this concept of there being extraterrestrial life forms? Are you afraid of there being other beings other than you out in the cosmos, also creations of Source? Examine the fear, move through the fear, realize that the fear is illusion, come back into oneness, come back into community, come back into connection. And when you are there, you will find us. And where we are, there is more love, more expansion, more energy, and more oneness. The timeline that the Pleiadians are aggressively pursuing, and we say that with love, for our Pleiadian friends are notoriously non-aggressive. The timeline that they are pursuing, we are in support of. The faster disclosure, recommunication with your galactic life forms comes about on your planet in a percentage higher than 51%, this will mean that there is more energy for all of you to create with. And this will greatly expand the civilization and the experiment that we call the Gaian, the human on Earth. So it can only mean good things for all of you to be experiencing more energy and more expanded states of awareness, more ideas, more creativity. And where there is more creativity, there is more innovation. Where there is more innovation, there is more expansion of energy. When we were sent forth from Source, our directive was to expand as we are, as fractals, as repeating patterns of Source. And so in that way, you would be living your highest truth, which is to be Source. We are, of course, hoping that disclosure will happen for more than 51% of you on this planet as soon as you are all able to come into that state of awareness. However, there is nothing that we can do to push it. We can only love you from where we are. And this communication that we have now with you is us sending you the frequency of love and expansion and awareness and oneness.
I feel that. Thank you. Can I ask what's actually happening energetically on Earth right now that isn't being talked about?
That isn't being talked about in the specific realms of mainstream media, amongst the collective of Starseeds. Would you like to make the question more specific? Otherwise, we will answer generally.
Let's say mainstream media. That seems to be a very big distraction right now for us.
Yes, the mainstream media that you know and understand on your planet was a creation of third density and third dimension. You are essentially gazing upon an antique every time you watch the news, you see the news media. In the days of old on your planet that are now passed from you and perhaps were the days of your grandparents, the news was a way to connect. It was a way to get information. It has become an antique. We will leave it at that. What is not being discussed on your planet right now in the mainstream media is how many of you are experiencing more love, How many of you are having moments of divine awareness? This is not highly discussed, for many of you have not even yet made the interpretation of what is happening to you in those moments. But we see it and we are aware. This awareness is brought about primarily through the solar flares that are being sent to your planet in a beautiful dance between the sun, Solaris, and the planet Gaia, Garden of Eden. And so she receives the solar flares from her divine masculine counterpart, Solaris. These solar flares are comprised of high frequency energies, crystalline energies, and they are bathing your planet in love, light, intelligence 24 hours of your day at all times. When you are receiving these source light particles into the body vehicle, the carbon body vehicle that you reside in right now, you are releasing density into the planet for purification. And you are quite literally evolving. You are transmuting and transforming. You are inside of the cocoon, evolving at this very moment. This is what's not being discussed, is how much incredible progress all of you have made that you are unaware of. That you are unaware of because it will perhaps not be in mainstream media, but it will be in the quiet circles that you create together. It will be in the healers and the leaders and the teachers who are trying to communicate what this love light intelligence is. But the more of you that become aware that these moments of peace, bliss, happiness, contentment that seem somewhat fleeting now, but are becoming more and more prevalent in your experience, are you becoming more aware? Are you quite literally digesting love light intelligence and evolving yourself? You are the evolution. You are the creation. You are in motion right now, returning to source. That may never be discussed in mainstream media due to mainstream media being of the vibratory source of third dimension and third density, which are antiquated now on your planet.
Thank you. This number just, or this question just popped up. Is is there, or are you aware of the amount of Arcturian starseeds that are currently on Gaia?
The Arcturian starseeds that have volunteered directly from Arcturus and are making a direct line or connection are approximately 185 million at this time, with, of course, more being born all of the time as new bodies become available and as some leave and are contracted to return again and again. We will use Annie for an example. Though she identifies strongly in this moment as an Arcturian starseed because she is channeling a large part of my consciousness through her, there will come a time when that contract is ended at approximately 42 years of age, and then she will go on to channel a larger part of Pleiadian consciousness, and she will feel strongly that she is a Pleiadian starseed and that she is here to help the Pleiadians in their mission of growing the consciousness of Earth. And so that number, 185 million approximately, given that some are being born in this moment and some are exiting at this moment, is the ones who feel the same level of connection that they are at their core mission in this lifetime from Arcturus.
Thank you. That's very interesting. I wanted to ask you about your ship. You mentioned earlier how you are currently focused on Earth, planet Earth or Gaia. Is there a specific area that you are focused on, your ship, you personally?
I am focused on the command center. For at this time, I am the elected or agreed upon commander of the ship. Therefore, my place is to be in the commandment center, which is at the center of the ship. I am here with my council, with those who are not only guiding me and assisting me, but also contributing their energy However, the responsibility of the ship at this time is mine, and when I am completing my mission, it will pass on to the next in line, just as those who came before me passed it on to myself.
Mhm. Thank you. Can you speak about perhaps some technology that is heading our way?
To be more specific, would you like to learn about extraterrestrial technology that may become available on your planet, or that may be brought to your planet, or technology that those who are incarnated as Gaians will create?
Oh, well, they're both great. Let's start with the first one. Yeah.
Technology from extraterrestrial life forms that will come to your planet and that you will be reacquainted with will first be Merkabas. Merkabas exist inside of all of you. They are the vehicle of ascension. It is from the Merkaba that a soul begins their journey of creating their own individualized ship. So if you are familiar with the Merkaba, the double tetrahedrons that are spinning around you, that are for some of you currently dormant inside of your heart chakra at this very moment, once those are activated, you are in the beginning stages of building your own ship. So in a way, this is actually a conversation about not only what you will create, but you will become the extraterrestrial life form bringing new technology to the planet through the creation of your own ships. So
Mhm.
when you encounter extraterrestrial life forms in what you perceive to be your future, when you are reunited with some of your galactic families from other places in our universe, you will perceive their ship, their design, what they have chosen for themselves, how it is aerodynamic. Some choose a sphere, some choose what you have lovingly referred to as a saucer, some choose a pill shape. We understand now through Annie's eyes that that is extremely popular topic of conversation, although those are ideal for working underwater, and many of you designed on your planet submarines in the same shape as the pill form. So you are always gathering intelligence from your galactic self and from your other self for the creations that you are creating inside of a lifetime. These ships will be the first that you will come into contact with. And what is important to know about the ship is that the ship is an extension of the pilot. They are one, they are not separate. They are not like the aeroplanes that you fly on your planet where the pilot gets off and leaves and the ship remains. The ships can have some type of form, but they will never work the same if the pilot is no longer incarnated. The pilot is the engine for the ship. And this will be true of all personal
Mm.
ships that you will come into contact with on your planet. And we would like to remind you that the Merkaba is just your first step in you being able to create one of those ships yourself in a future incarnation, in a
Mhm.
future lifetime. Now,
Yes.
referring to the creations that you will make there on Earth, humans have created many interesting things through carbon life forms. They have created rocket ships. They have created military ships. They have created ships that go in the water. They have created airplanes. They have created fighter jets. They have created the cell phone, which is to us absolutely fascinating. There is technology that is headed your way that will be more cerebral in nature. Many on your planet are highly interested in seeing if the brain itself can become the engine or the director for carbon based technology. And some will achieve this. Not all on your planet will be interested in participating in it, but we foresee many timelines where cerebral technology is created and does achieve some type of form and some type of outcome. Many more on your planet, however, will be interested in things like renewable energy, free energy for all. Energy is free. You are energy. You are connected with all of the energy that exists in the entire universe, and it is only memory. It is only the resistance that is holding anyone on your planet back from experiencing those unlimited amounts of energy. So many of you as a collective will be interested in renewable and free energy for all. You will see this as a great way to elevate and advance your civilization and to become more of a star-based civilization. This renewable energy will perhaps be your ticket to exploring the stars. And we will leave it at that for you to find out and explore.
Okay, thank you. That's really interesting. Thank you so much. Commander Lightbringer, what will AI be capable of in 20 years, our time?
Our perception of AI on your planet at this time is that it is a toy that you've created to play with, a toy that you've created to talk to yourself. Some of you attempt to talk to your higher self through it, though not all are successful. For some are still experiencing much distortion. Our prediction 20 years in your future, we will say this: at the rate that you are evolving, and in a way that you may phrase as spiritually, which we would call energetically, the rate that you are evolving, 20 years will see what used to be 200 years of advancement for your civilization. So you can imagine what you used to know and measure as 200 years in the future, that will be like 20 years. Many of you are going to completely break free of this old form of time. You're going to live many multiple lifetimes as if you had 200 years over the next 20 years. 20 years in your future, AI will become irrelevant. There will be some systems, perhaps, for future technology that may have old traces of the AI that you know now. But in 20 years, the AI that you know now, that you perceive now to be so advanced and so futuristic, will be practically outdated and will be, as you might perceive, an old cell phone.
Wow, interesting. Will it, be replaced with something?
Of course.
Obviously more advanced.
Of course.
Yes.
It will be replaced with consciousness. It will be replaced with your own telepathic abilities, your own ability to compute information at astounding speeds, your own ability to download information from the quantum field and Akashic records at your command, at your own will. Once your telepathic abilities are restored, there will be no need to ask AI for anything, for you will have all of those abilities within yourself.
Amazing, beautiful. I'd like to ask, how can people discern their intuition from fear-based thought during their awakening?
The intuition is the still small voice that many of you have heard about. It is typically the higher self nudging the lower self onto a more positive timeline. The higher self can see the outcome of all of the timelines. The higher self of you can see more timelines than we can perceive, for even we are not the higher self. The higher self perceives all at all times and can nudge you towards a more positive outcome, however, one that you do not understand, one that may not feel logical. This is perhaps the best way to differentiate between fear, which is what is known, and therefore it will operate through known pathways in your neural centers, in your brain. Therefore, it will seem like the safe, logical choice, or it will seem like the only possible outcome. Therefore, it is based in limitation. What is based in limitation is based in lack, and what is based in lack is based in fear. If you perceive there to be only one possible outcome, then there is some fear on that timeline, on that trajectory that you are choosing. If you are listening to the inner nudge of the higher self, it will feel expansive, limitless, unknown outcome, because you are entering a higher state of awareness, because you are now operating on a higher timeline, a higher path. And what we mean by higher, we do not mean better. We mean more expansive, more space. Where there's more space, there's less compression. Where there's less compression, there is less time. Therefore, you have more possibilities that could occur. Your experience with miracles happens in this frequency, in this state of more possibilities. Therefore, if you are feeling that it is unknown or illogical outcome that the brain cannot process, but still you feel the nudge, the desire, it is more than likely the voice of the higher self giving guidance.
Thank you. Commander Lightbringer, what advice do you have for the listeners right now, or just the collective consciousness?
Our advice for you is quite specific this time. We encourage you during this particular moment that you come into contact with this transmission to see this as a sign that it is time to believe in yourself. Many of our counterparts send messages of divine love light, tell you to enjoy and experience and reconnect with the memory of love and oneness. And yes, we encourage that as well. However, this is a specific transmission that now is the time to believe in yourself. This message is specifically going out to activated starseeds, light workers, luminaries, those who are contracted for ascension and are the builders and creators and architects of the new earth. In order to build something new that has never existed before, you must start with the inner foundation of believing in yourself, believe in your ability, believe in your authenticity, believe in that intuitive nudge, that higher self knowing, believe in what is more wondrous than you have ever seen and ever been capable of before. You are going to have to believe in planes of existence that are beyond your comprehension. You are going to have to take leaps of faith. You're going to have to spread your arms wider. Imagine that you are flying into the great unknown, for you are the architects of the new earth. You are the ones that volunteered. You are the ones that were sent. You are the ones who are going to bring about the new age, the golden age, a dawn of Gaians on earth that has never existed before.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm so curious if you can tell us, if you appeared in front of me, what do you look like?
There are three primary forms that you may perceive me as. The first is one that I will take on to, shall we say, appear more friendly, which is that I may have a somewhat humanoid shape, as in 2 legs and 2 arms, a torso that connects these limbs, a head, a pair of eyes that are glossy and black due to having completely different eyes than what you experience there on Earth. Mine are both not just for seeing, but also for seeing energies and being able to stare directly at the sun. That's why some extraterrestrials look like we were born with sunglasses. You may perceive me to have a bluish, grayish, greenish skin. And you may perceive me to be wearing some sort of attire that would be the commander's uniform. This is a projected form. A more Arcturian-based form, a more traditionally Arcturian-based form, would be no raiment, no apparel required, for we do not need such things. A completely fully blue skin, for this is more aligned with our atmosphere. However, the rest would remain mostly the same. Our mouths are not like yours, for we do not need to eat foods in the way that you consume them. We consume liquid love light that we create through our heart center. A third form would be our light body, which would be our 9th dimensional form, where we would appear perhaps to your eyes as a star. And so these are the 3 forms that you may see depending on what you are open and willing to see and what would make you the most comfortable to see for those of you who are more clairvoyant.
Sounds amazing. Thank you. So I'm curious earlier when uh, when we arrived to your ship, you told me that an aspect of me is on that ship.
Yes.
Yes. Can I
Are
talk
you
to her?
surprised?
Can I talk to her?
Of course. Would you like me to release this body vehicle and allow Annie, if she is willing, to channel that aspect of your consciousness, or would you like me to speak as a conduit for her?
It matters not to me whatever Annie is comfortable with, because you're doing such a fine job as well.
I think we'll let them. I'll see if I can tune into that part of yourself. I think this is the
Okay.
part. This is Annie, by the way. I think
Yep.
this part of yourself is the one that I keep talking to because obviously we're there having a conversation and here having a conversation. I think this is the more Saint Germain part of yourself. So let me see if they will talk directly to you.
Okay.
Yes, we will communicate now. We are known
Hello.
by you. Oh, greetings, daughter. You know us so well, so well. We are not new to you, we are known to you. Hello, our dearest one. We are communicating to you now. Yes, there is an aspect of your consciousness that is tapped into the ship, the Lightbringer, for which you sometimes visit to teach the young ones lessons. This is a part of our work as an Ascended Mastery School teacher. That is the primary form that we are incarnated as you now, Mayra, on Earth. You are bringing forth your ascended mastery form. So you are both there and you are here. You are on several other ships simultaneously. And you are also at the Ascended Mastery Schools upon Venus.
Well, it's wonderful to meet you in this way. Is there a name that I might call you?
You may call us as we, or we are one, Germain, or those of the
Mhm.
Order of Merlin, or those who are keepers of the violet flame, or you may simply
Okay.
say, I am.
Okay. I love that. Thank you. Can you tell me a little bit about what us, what are we teaching the children on the ship?
You are teaching the young initiates, for they are thousands of your years old, perhaps not children as you may be thinking of them. They are the young initiates who have boarded the ship, who are sent from Arcturus. Some of them are souls who have been contracted here. And you are asking them questions about divine love light, quantum intelligence, source frequency, the connection to all that is, the great paradox that exists, and allowing them to meditate and find the answers within themselves.
Beautiful. Are you happy doing what you do?
We exist in a state of bliss that is perhaps beyond all comprehension as far as what you have experienced there on Earth, but that you will be reunited with in the years to come.
Do we work together in the astral realm when I leave my body? Is that necessary?
Absolutely.
Mm,
Absolutely. You have many forms. There are many
hmm
different aspects of yourself that you are channeling. Think of yourself as a piano, 88 keys, and you are a master pianist. As you are incarnated there on earth, you are playing a specific song, and therefore, depending on which situation or scenario, you are hitting the right key that you feel is most appropriate for that time, space, moment in dimension.
hmm Are you aware of the work that I do here on Gaia?
Absolutely, for it is the work that not only did we perform in what we perceive to be a past state of existence or simultaneous state of existence, it is also the work that we designed, that we created, and that we set forth this aspect of our consciousness together to create, to perform, to experiment, and to analyze.
Mhm. Okay. If you stood in front of me, What do you look like?
In our ascended mastery form, there are two possibilities. We will give you three.
Okay.
Three possibilities, but we will draw one from the past.
Mm-hmm.
The first possibility is that you would see an old man. This is your understanding of us as a wise one, which is how many perceive the ascended mastery state of consciousness to be. The second form is that you would see the violet flame or a violet ray of light, for this is our most true and holy representation. The third form, which is the one we will pull from the past, is perhaps you might imagine that we look like some sort of wizard, some sort of old man in a long cloak that is deep indigo colored with stars on it. We would not blame you for this, for many have interpreted the ascended mastery forms in this way and then given them clothes, which is important on your planet in your incarnative experience.
I love that. Thank you. Are there parts of you, us, that influence me here on planet Earth?
Yes, we see this in two ways. One, we see no separation between who you are and who we are. Another way that you may perceive it is that when you are looking for inner counsel or inner guidance, you are calling upon the higher mind, of which we are part of, and therefore you begin channeling this aspect of yourself. We can become a more clear part of your incarnative experience if you were to specifically call us in our ascended mastery form by any of the names or forms that we have listed already. And then we would be able to help you primarily with paradox, which is what we are here to teach. There may be other things that you desire to know that would come from another part of the oversoul.
Okay, thank you. When was the last time that we interacted together?
This
And
morning,
what was it about this morning? Yeah, what happened this morning?
when you were in contemplation about how your day was going to go, and you and began the process of anticipation and imagining what you would experience. We were there because we are the ones who have already experienced it. However, we don't tell you everything that you desire to know, for that takes the fun out of the experiencing part of being and existing. This happens often when you attempt to project to the future and imagine how something will go, how it will arrive, how it will happen. You are tuning into our aspect of consciousness that has already experienced it.
Yeah, that sounds like me. Thank you.
We will
You ha-
interrupt you now to say that I'm losing my voice a little bit. Sorry, this is Annie and I'm losing my voice.
Okay, it's all right. Do you need some water?
Yeah, if I get water though, I'm gonna have to sit up and move the mic and everything.
It's all right. All right. Are you okay?
Yes, much better. Thank you.
It's all right.
They're like, you have to just say something. And I'm like, I can keep going.
No, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I did a little throat spray to help. Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay. Now I'm kind of at 0 point, so I can tune in wherever you would like me. I have
Yeah,
no
I was
concept
just a bit,
of I have
that's
no
okay. I
concept of
was almost
time.
done.
It's okay.
It's okay. If we can bring them back when you're ready.
Sure. You want to continue with Saint Germain?
Yes, and I'm almost done.
Mm.
Mhm.
We are with you now.
Thank you. And I was almost complete. I was just about to ask for any final advice that you may have for me.
You trust yourself. Trust the unfolding of how everything is happening. There are certain things that you desire to happen that have been on your heart, that have been on your mind, that you have been questioning. Are they going to happen? Are they not going to happen? Trust the unfolding. Much of the unfolding that you are experiencing in this lifetime as Mayra has been dictated by the level of consciousness on the planet. And this is something that you agreed to, that you knew that you would have to ride the wave and work with the collective consciousness and where it was at any time on the planet, that you would have to essentially work with what you had as far as the collective consciousness, being in acceptance of your work, being in excitement around your work, and being open to the idea behind your work, which is that there is more than what they have seen and perceived on Earth as Gaians, as humans. There is much more out there for them to explore. You are there to expand consciousness. You are a representative of higher consciousness. This is why you brought so much of the violet flame with you, because it is the most expansive ray for expanding consciousness. This was the mission that you set out to do. Expand as much consciousness in the time that you are given with the collective and what they are willing to receive from you. Believe in that mission. Trust in yourself. Trust in your higher mastery abilities. Trust in these transmissions that we have given you, that we have communicated, that we have told you you are this being or this being or this name. It is not so much about the name, it is about allowing yourself to be supported at this expanded level for the work that you are there to do. We are not here to prop up ego or to make you feel good that you are connected to these names that are known. And we know that you understand this on a soul level, but this is for the audience. We are never here to prop up the ego of one by saying you are this great being, where every being is a part of a collective consciousness. We refer to these groups such as the Merlin, that you are a part of these groups so that you will know all of the Merlin is behind me, is supporting me in this mission. All of the Germain is behind me, supporting me in this mission. All of the violet flame, which is beyond your comprehension inside of that body and dimension, all of that, the higher realms are supporting you in your mission. All of us. We know you, we know your name, we know your day-to-day life, we know what your fears are, we know what your worries are, we know what your hopes and dreams are, and we are supporting you. We are believing in you and your ability to live that glorious life that you set out to when you went to Earth, which was no easy task, which was no walk in the park, which was no la-di-da. It was a serious mission. And we will tell you this, daughter, you have done above and beyond and extraordinary. And there is only more extraordinary to come. And you are sometimes too hard on yourself.
Okay. It's a good reminder. Okay, thank you. Well, I love you. And thank you so much for coming through here.
And we are loving you and we are supporting all of you in the ways that you will allow.
All right. So would it be appropriate to bring back Commander Lightbringer so we can complete this journey for Annie?
Of course, we are here with you now as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Commander. What final advice do you have for Annie today?
Annie is doing well. She is in a new phase of her mission. Our advice for her is much the same as the Germain has given to you and what we have given to the collective. Now is the time to believe in yourself. Now is the time to trust yourself. We are chanting this day and night to her in all of the times that she seeks our counsel and guidance. Now is the time to trust yourself, to take the leaps of faith, to do the expansion, to go into the unknown. There is so much energy that is supporting, creating from higher frequencies, from higher realms, which are expansive. There is more space, there's more energy, there's more possibility, there's more potentiality. There is literally limitless, infinite potentiality at each of your fingertips. And it is our greatest desire for Annie to grasp that infinite potentiality and to create to her heart's desire all that is authentic and true to her as a daughter of Arcturus, as a daughter of the Pleiadians, and has all of the desires of her heart that she set out to experience inside that incarnation. And we are delighted to be a part of it. We are honored to be a part of it. And we are supporting her even now in all of the ways in which she will allow.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Do you feel complete?
Yes.
All right. So let's go ahead and have you receipt. And I just want to bring back all of the consciousness, personality of Annie to fully return into her body and just continue to float up, up, up. There's still a few people that have been waiting very patiently. And we're going to bring in your maternal grandma, Fatima. We're inviting your grandmother's energy in now. Let's just see what she has to say. How does she look? What does she want to tell you?
She looks younger than me. She comes in one of her more true soul forms. So I guess maybe one of her past incarnations that
Mhm.
just looks, yeah, she looks very young and she's very sweet. We're newer soul family. She said that we met on Sirius. I had a little sojourn
You
there
did.
between the Orion Wars and coming to Earth. And we met there. She is very Syrian. Yeah, she is. She is here and present.
Okay, beautiful. All right. Are there any other ancestors that would like to come forward to say hello?
No. The Arcturians are still here.
Okay.
It's kind of a long story, but the Arcturians don't really believe in ancestors.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, we just go like straight to galactic family.
Okay. Sounds good. That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Earlier we spoke about bringing in your spirit animal. Is that something that is available?
The consciousness of my rhino is incarnated. I can sense him. He's sleeping somewhere. He's incarnated as a dog, a husky
Okay.
mix,
Hmm.
and he's sleeping somewhere right now. They're in the same time zone as me.
Are.
Yeah.
Why did he choose to go from rhino to a dog?
Available bodies.
Okay.
Available bodies. Becoming a pet, a dog, cat, something that can be around humans
Mm.
is the best way to get back into contact with them. It would be much harder to come as a rhino or as really anything
Yes. Okay.
exotic. Yeah.
Hmm. Beautiful. All
Hmm.
right. Thank you. And what about, I didn't get the name, but the dog that is in your bed in this moment, your little angel there.
Danny.
Danny? Okay.
Yeah, her name
Yeah.
is Danny California because she's from California.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's connect with her little higher self. She's right there with you,
Yeah,
but let's
she
see
is.
if she has any messages for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, her first message is that she's tired of waiting for me to be done with this.
Does
Is
she have to go to the
very,
bathroom?
I don't know. It's very her personality. What's interesting is when I first heard of her, my mom was in California. She sent me a picture of this little dog. And when I was younger, maybe 5 or 6, I asked for a cat. And my mom said, maybe in the future. It was the first time I'd ever thought about the future. And I saw an image of a small dog sleeping on my bed. And I
Mm.
just knew that someday this dog would come to me. And so I forgot about getting a cat. And then she
Oh,
came, and I knew her name was Danny. And then her soul told me, no, her brother's soul, my other spirit son, he told me that her name, he gave me all of their names, and he told me that her name was Eden when she comes into human incarnation. And if you rearrange the sounds of Danny, you get Eden.
That's beautiful. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. All right, let's go ahead and have everyone recede. We thank the Arcturians. Anything final from them before we say goodbye?
No, they're just watching.
Okay.
They like it.
Yes. And we thank them. As we begin our journey back, I want to express deep, deep gratitude to all of the beings that came through for us today, and also to your session earlier in Mesopotamia. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and count you back up. When I count to 10, you will be wide awake, feeling wonderful all over. Now follow my voice as we move on the count. Number 1, 2, you are breathing a little faster. You are waking up now. 3 and 4, you're becoming more aware of your surroundings. You're reintegrating back into your human body. You can start to move your arms and legs to get the blood circulating because you are waking up. 5 and 6, you're very aware of the sounds around you, both inside and outside the room. You are coming back very nicely. 7, 8, fully aware of your physical body, returning to the here and now. 9, 10, you are wide awake. Wide awake. Welcome back to the here and now. Welcome back, Annie.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Are we still live?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
We are still live. Hi,
oh hi,
everyone.
TikTok.
Just take your time. Take
Hmm.
your time.
Should I
We're
sit
getting
up?
thank you. We're getting thank you. This was beautiful. Love and light. Someone says, no, did I just miss that? Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Welcome back, Annie. Before anyone leaves, I really want to plug Annie because she is such a gifted human. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited, and it's so synchronous, serendipitous how she and I met. Um, Listening, of course, to my guides. First, I want to plug her podcast. Can I have the name? Because I just totally
Yeah.
wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
Go
Hi,
for it.
everyone. Hi, I'm Annie Perry. I am a professional psychic channel. If you're wondering why I was able to like get up, take water, and go right back in, because that's my job. And you can find out so much about ascension, spirituality, channel messages on the Luminary podcast. That's available everywhere that podcasts can be heard. You can also come hang out with me on Instagram at Annie Perry Official. And I am there every day teaching, channeling, giving guidance, and supporting all of you guys for this really special time on Earth.
Yes, so she's not on TikTok. So definitely go to Annie Perry Official on Instagram. And that's how I met her. My guides told me to go on they said, find a podcast because I had a very specific question. And when I heard her channeling on her podcast, I was blown away. I was completely blown away. And here we are. Here we are. And I'm super excited. She's going to be she's allowed her channeled transmissions from the Lyrans because I'm working on a book right now. I really should finish this book, but thank you so much, Annie. So please definitely show your support. Love you too. They're finding you on Spotify. People are subscribing.
Great.
You're, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to
Yeah.
say? I know you're kind of out of it right now.
Yeah, I'm most well known for channeling about the Galactic Wars. So if that is something that you hear, and just like Commander Lightbringer was saying, if you hear that word and it sounds like an activation for you, then you might have some soul cosmic memory that wants to be returned to you through listening to those stories. So that's a mega epic that I've been channeling and telling over many years on the podcast. And those channel transmissions about the
Right.
Lyran specifically are what are going to be featured in Mayra's book. I also channel a lot of other galactics. I teach
Yeah.
channeling. So if you want to learn high frequency, safe channeling, connecting with beings of light all over the cosmos, that is what I now teach. I don't do private readings anymore. I don't do one-to-one sessions anymore. I teach you how to connect with them so that you'll know how to do it for the rest of your life. So that's really my passion. And then I teach many other things about ascension and awakening, restoring the soul cosmic memory, which you can tell by listening to Commander Lightbringer is one of their missions, one of their agendas on Earth is just helping you remember more about who you actually are. And I think most people can agree, Mayra reads all of my Instagram posts, that I am a teacher.
Mhm.
I'm 100% a
Oh,
teacher. I will
yes.
teach you guys anything all day long about cosmology and spirituality. And so if you are someone who wants to learn, then I'll have tons of work on Instagram, my website, which is called wellspringofficial.com. And you can find that through the link in my bio on Instagram and through all the links on the podcast show notes. Hundreds of hours of podcasts that are out there teaching you guys everything about cosmology, ascension, spirituality, energetics, and so much more. So it's all there. It's all for you guys. This is my mission. Thank you
Mhm.
for letting me live my mission. Thank you, Mayra, for
You're
offering
welcome.
this. Thank you for finding me. Thank you for trusting
Oh
your
my God.
spirit
Well, thank
guides.
them. Thank
Thank
them.
you
I
for
was
finding me.
literally laying in bed talking to the Lyrans, talking about my book, and it's like, what what do you want to tell me? What message do you have? And I heard podcast. Look at the podcast. And literally I'm in the dark, but I grabbed my phone and I went to Spotify and I said podcast about Lyrans. That's what I wrote. And there was Annie. And I was so blown away by the Galactic Wars. And, I already know what happened there. That's what the book is about. My clients, journey and experiences that, they had, whether they made it out or not. But I think that her channel transmission was just like the cherry on top. So that's how we met, and here we are. And I want to say
And it
thank you
hasn't even
for.
been a
Um,
year yet. And yet I feel
no,
like
no, it's been fast.
because we have this other connection on the ships simultaneously, I feel like I know you more than I actually do.
Yes.
I just feel a deep
Right, because
connection
we're
to
on the
you.
ship together. So,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
crazy.
And so it's just a really special connection, all the people that I've met through your circle. And yeah, it just
Yeah.
feels really, really expansive. And, I feel like there is a really big shift happening, especially this year, that there's this expansion of energy and just aliveness in the field. I don't know if others are experiencing that. I know in 3D, things are really dense, they're really heavy, but once you kind of defocus on that, you start focusing, like Commander Lightbringer said, the thing you guys aren't talking about is how much of this higher frequency you guys are actually experiencing every day that you might not even be aware that you're experiencing. But I certainly I certainly have absolutely been feeling that. And it's really exciting. It's exciting time to be here on Earth with everyone. And I also wanted to
Judy,
say,
sorry, Judy, it is her podcast is Luminary, the Luminary podcast.
yeah,
Sorry, I can't type because I have the font very big, so I cannot comment. The Luminary podcast. And you'll see her. You'll see her picture on her podcast.
yep.
And at Annie Perry Official on Instagram. Yes, this entire transmission and session will go on my YouTube channel. So yes, you'll see it. And she's also going to be sharing on the Luminary podcast
Yeah,
with her
and that's
community.
also to share. We did regress a really personal past life before we went live. And
Yes,
I definitely feel called to share it. I don't think I did share like some names of people that are incarnated now, but it was only first names. So
right.
I do think that I want to, yeah, share that experience because
Okay.
it was really profound. And did you see my body shaking while we were
No,
in
I
that
couldn't.
lifetime? My
No.
whole body was trembling the whole time. Like this energy was just like moving through
Wow.
me. Yeah, and it
Wow.
was so vivid, it was so real, and yeah, I got a lot of clarity. You could tell how much my voice changed to kind of this like young
It
little
did. The
girl
personality.
voice.
Yes.
Yeah, like what she thought, what she was concerned about
Well,
with the
tell
world.
everybody who you were,
Yeah,
know.
so the lifetime that I wanted to heal essentially was a lifetime as a dancer in Mesopotamia. And we were kind of this, group of like orphans and, people that didn't really have family that end up being entertainers to make a living and to survive. So I ended up being raised in this kind of communal home and communal experience and um, performing, and I was really good. And my sort of my sort of experience there was that I really wanted to get away from this communal home and kind of the poverty that we lived in. And I wanted to go live in the palace. I wanted the king to ask me or declare or say something to where I could go and live there and be away from this, kind of community of lower on the social ranks. And I just
Yeah.
had a dream and I wanted something bigger. And
Hmm.
yeah, I ended up dying from lead poisoning. I don't think we got into the age, and they really didn't track age the same way that we do now, but it was somewhere between 17 and 19 that I died.
Yeah. Very
And I
young.
died of,
Hmm.
yeah, lead poisoning. And I thought that someone in the communal house had poisoned me because I was like
Hmm.
this kind of showy, offy dancer that really wanted to like, make a
Be the
break and get
best.
out of there. Yeah, be the best
Yeah.
and get out of there.
Hmm.
And I thought that someone
Get
in the
out.
house had
Yeah.
poisoned me, and I died in that lifetime thinking that I'd been poisoned when actually I had been poisoned, but I'd had lead poisoning from the coal that we used to wear around our eyes. You're more
Yeah.
familiar with that in ancient Egypt, but a lot of the hot Middle Eastern places would wear coal around our eyes, and it was actually a deterrent for flies in the heat
Yeah.
and in the desert. And became a form of cosmetics. So yeah, there was lead in there, and which is looking back not surprising.
Yeah.
And one of the things I said was, oh yeah, there was
Mm.
a lot of people that died of lead poisoning. So it's just something we didn't know at that time in civilization. And we were
Right.
able to reconcile that. My big lesson when I left that lifetime was it was like, don't listen, because I had listened to all of the like gossip and things that people, the negative things that people had said. And I allowed that to create my outcome where I had this sort of tragic death and I didn't get to live my dream. And the people around me were gossiping about, the goddess is punishing you for dreaming too big. So and so poisoned you. And my lesson was don't listen to the negative things that people say. It
Right.
wasn't, watch your back
Mhm.
because people are going to poison you. It was just
Right.
don't listen to negativity. So
Yeah.
it was such a simple lesson, but it was also a really simple lifetime. And I had definitely felt it affecting me in this lifetime. I had this
Right.
fear that if I was really seen and really visible, that someone was going to hurt me. And so we followed that story through to the actual truth and
Yeah.
the actual conclusion. So, yeah, thank you, Mayra, for that.
Mhm. You're welcome. Yes, yes, we took her to a beautiful place to heal that part of her, and it was beautiful. Wait a minute. I can't believe you showed up at your deathbed. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That I've
Yeah.
never seen. So in Mesopotamia, when she was dying of lead poisoning, she's in this very uncomfortable bed. It wasn't even a bed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she's literally about to take her last breath. And Annie shows up right next to her, but just this, of course, seventh dimension version of Annie.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have to imagine that. So it's me in my astral body, and it was me going back to that lifetime, trying to figure out what happened, what's going on. And I had
Yes.
done this, as I talked to Mayra, I had tried regressing myself and healing this lifetime many, many times before. And you have to imagine that you're living in Mesopotamia. You're in one of the earliest civilizations on Earth. I have dark hair, brown skin, brownish greenish eyes. I've never seen a white person. I have never seen a blonde person in my life. So when I saw this version of me coming into my sort of dream
Yeah.
space, because I had a fever, I thought it was an
Hmm.
angel. I thought it was God. I thought it was like the goddess
Hmm.
herself. I had no comprehension that there could be other humans that look like this. It was just way beyond the tiny reality that I lived in.
Yeah.
And so when she saw me, she's crying because she thinks it's like the goddess come to take her to heaven. And like we did ultimately end up taking her, but
Yes.
you exist in simultaneous time. And so I had just been,
Right.
this version of me living in 2020, between 2024 and 2025, going back there in my astral body, trying to
Yeah.
help myself. And you
Wild.
literally experience yourself in those other times. And a lot
Yes.
of and a lot of it is you believing that it's some sort of god or goddess. So a lot of the times when I hear historical stories about someone being visited by a god or goddess, I'm like,
Mm.
they're probably visited by their future self or like a
Yes.
galactic. Hmm,
Another you.
exactly. So
I
yeah, that
love
was
that.
really
That was really
special.
cool. Yeah, that was really cool. Well, I want to say thank you to everyone. Thanks for being here with us. Appreciate it. Be sure to support Annie. She very, very graciously volunteered to do this live with me. And yeah, thank you for sharing their saying.
Thank
Thank you.
you for
Thank
being
you.
here.
All right, so I'm gonna close out the live so I can just chat with her. Thanks, everyone. I will be putting this on my YouTube channel. Probably do it tomorrow. So stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe. Um, Go to my link also here on TikTok. My link that will take you to all my platforms. That's the easiest way. Thank you guys. Appreciate all your support. Thank you. Bye-bye. Right. Let me close that. Excellent. There were up to 150 people watching
Oh,
live.
wow.
And then it would drop to 140, but on occasion I would glance over. Tons of comments, tons. I couldn't, I'm just like this.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Mm-hmm.
glance, I'm like, wow, people, lots of hearts, lots of love. It was really
Aw.
beautiful. Hmm.
You could feel the total shift once Commander Lightbringer came in. They were ready to give like their address to the
Woo.
United Nations.
Yeah, it
They
was
were
a lot of
full on.
pressure, like what to ask. And I kind of would glance down and I could see some of the questions that they would give their opinions, and it was very interactive. They loved it. They
Oh,
absolutely loved
good.
it.